Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel. Today I wasn't going to do a video, but then I was just going to put this little journal cover together for the baby journal that I'm making, which is this one here. This is a pattern by Janie B Journals. And so I wanted to get started because, you know, before you know it, I'm going to have the baby. And I've been behind. So I normally would take the fabric. This is the folder, and then I use this as the spine. You know, those 3 lines that you get. And I like this because I have other file folders, but they already have a crease here in the middle. And then that crease doesn't come, it just stays there. And when you use your journal, you'll see that it's like really bendy in there. So I'm not going to use that other type because I was going to use them up, but okay. So this is 6 inches wide by 9 inches tall. And then so a piece of fabric has to be 12, but I need it to be 12.5 because I want it to be larger, because I'm going to try a little different way this time. So what I did is I cut a piece of fabric out. This is a little too big, so I'm going to trim it down. But in the meantime, I pressed on Heat and Bond on the back side. I think it says right here, Heat and Bond somewhere. If you've never used this, it's Heat and Bond Light. Right here. It says Heat and Bond Light. And you can use heavy, but if you do, you cannot sew through it. I promise you, you will not be happy. So get the light, and then that way you can sew, but this will hold your fabric down really well. So now what I'm going to do is, because I need this to be 12.5, I'm going to come up here, and I'm just going to trim a little off of this side. And in order to make this nice and straight, I'm just going to fold my fabric in half. This does not have to be perfect up here, but it needs to go along this line on your mat, your cutting mat. And then you will take your ruler, and I have just a short one here, but you take your ruler and trim it off that way. Now we know that that's absolutely 100% straight. Okay? Now I need 12.5. And I think, almost think that if I go from edge to edge, it is 12.5. So let me, do I have another ruler? I have a ruler under here, but I can't get to it. So let's see. I want to measure my mat. Oh, that's weird. Okay. That's weird. This is 12 inches. That's weird. Oh, maybe this is already 12 and I don't know. Maybe it's 13. All right, let's just do 12. 12.5. Actually, I need more than that. I probably need 13 because I need to fold the pieces in, like leave a 1/2 inch on each side. So that would be, I'm going to go an inch wider. So I'm just going to fold this up so I can get correct. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to not have this prepared because I was just like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and work on this on camera. And for people who haven't seen this done before, it's just a different way to cover your file folder for your journal cover. All right. Now, so that's all straight, and then so that will go the width of our book like this. No, Okay, what'd I do? This is 12 inches. And that's 12 inches. Okay, well, I'm going to put you on pause. No, I'll tell you what. I'm going to use this for the inside because that's what I was planning to do. Okay, hold on. Wow, I hate it when I do this kind of stuff. I don't even know what I did, honestly. Okay, so this is 12. And so this should be a 1/2 inch. This outside edge, yes. So if I cut it, let's see, I don't want that. Well, I don't want that edge. Where is it? Oh yeah, I'm going to have that edge. Okay, so that's good. I'm just going to rip this. Let's just rip it all away. I'm going to make a project bag out of this fabric too. I love it. I bought another fabric to go with it, but not for the baby journal because it doesn't go with it. All right, let me just look at this because I want a 1/2 inch on each side. It's not that hard. At least a 1/2. Not too big because if you leave too much fabric, it's too bulky in here. And that's what I was trying to avoid. All right, so I'm going to call this, let's see, call this a 1/2 out here. Okay. Now we need this length. Sometimes it's just easier to lay things down and do it not measure. Story of my life, I tell you. These are great for scraps for my little slow stitch projects. I don't know what I want to do next. Okay, so now I got to get rid of this because we cannot iron on the mat. You'll melt it. Okay. My hot iron, my 1940s or something, 50s iron. I've had this for a long time now, and if you get one at a yard sale, or see, mine's kind of worn out now, but when I bought it, it was perfectly like brand new. But I've had it for years. Okay, so now inside here we need to put some fusible. And I'm just going to, I mean, you wouldn't really have to put fusible, but I feel like it makes it a little sturdier. Okay, so don't melt on me. I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and iron this on like that. And then I'll cut it out. So this makes the fabric nice and firm. Okay. And this, these extra pieces, I hope you can see what I'm doing because I don't know if I'm getting everything in the camera. But these extra pieces that you get off this, just save them because you can use them to patch. Or, you know, you can use all these up on one backing. Just try not to overlap them. because otherwise it'll, all right, let's just give it a nice little press again here. And give it a second to cool off. And then I hope this is going to work. Okay, let me find the edge. Come on. You have to let it cool because, see, that didn't even stick down. Boy, it's hot. So hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing really well. My hip is just about back to normal. But you know what that means. Then I tend to start doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. She told me not to lift anything. And, let me just get a piece of a pen. I forgot that it really doesn't come up. You have to score it back here. I love this stuff. I bought 6 yards of this at the thrift store for like $1.99. I was so excited when I came across it, and it's like nobody knows, you know. Okay, so I think this is the outside, so let's do this one first and just see if I can do this. So what I thought I would do is run this over the edge like so, and then I will bring this one down and then run this one. Now I could, when I made the etui, I cut this square out, but if I don't get it just right, I would have to put covers on the edge, which is really not that big of a deal, but it would be a little smoother. So I'm just gonna take a little out because it's so bulky. Hold on, let me put a few clips on this. So if you're putting a fabric with like this line on it, these lines, you're going to want to make sure that, you know, they're going to be nice and even across. And I'm going to sew this too, so. Okay, now I'm going to take this corner and bring it down so that you have a little 45-degree angle there, like wrapping a present, and then bring this around. And then I'm going to just try to stabilize that for a second here. Come down here, and again, you want to make sure you can get your fabric lined up the best you can, because not all fabric, this is printed, and printed fabric does not always be straight. It's not always straight, let's just say. Okay, so if I leave just a little bit of that, not cut it straight to the corner, can you see what I'm doing? Yep. Okay. Get that down to the... And because I have that fusible all the way on the back, all the way to the edge, I'm able to iron this down on here. And then you're not going to have any, when I make a journal and I cut the fabric to fit, let's see, that might be too thick. And I cut the fabric to fit, it starts unraveling the edges. I'm not crazy about that corner. I'm going to cut a little bit more out. I can always put my little brass corners I have, what they are is, they're like, they're called picture corners. And so they're metal, but they're very thin. And they will only go over, you know, maybe this much, but that's about it. There's just no way to get those things darn perfectly. Okay. And the way I'm doing this, you don't have to fold in this side and this side. You just keep going around and around until it's all covered. All the corners are done. See, this stuff unravels so bad. It's fabric. Okay, so now we're back down to the other end. I'd like those corners to be a little better, but I'm gonna put a little glue in there, I think. So what glue do I want to put? I'll just put some Sobo, that fabric glue. I wonder if I can iron it dry. Come on. Yep, I guess so. This glue is, it's like fabric tack. It's a nightmare. It just, it gets a lump inside of it in the glue up in here. And then I have to go wash the nozzle out. I think there's enough to give it a seal there. All right, so that's that. Now, let's see. Yeah, fabric didn't press down all the way. Usually it just irons all down. Okay. That'll be all right. If it doesn't lay down flat, I will just have to put something over the top of it. Okay, so now we take this piece that I cut too short because it doesn't matter. And I'm thinking, that if I could turn this under, like so, if I line this up, because I want that inside to be trying to line it up along that line of the plaid. Keep it straight. I'm not going to worry so much about this matching up. Okay, so that works there. So if I go in like this, I just need to figure out what size I'm going to finish at. Just do a little bit on this side. It doesn't have to go all the way to the edge. It just has to be, make sure you're covering everything. Okay, so let's iron this edge down. And I think I am just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to, I don't want extra bulk in there. And that will hold down better. Fabric moved. See if I can get a little more. Okay. Measure again. This side I'm just going to bring in a little bit to that little gray line there. If you want to measure this out exactly, you can do that. I'm just not an exact person, I guess. I mean, I want it to be reasonably straight. Be careful because you're going to get your iron on that stickiness. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to just clip this here for a second. So about here. So I'm going to cut this off. Yes. Oh. So if you really think about this, which I didn't before I started, but you can get all your pieces ironed on. I mean, you know, the edges all ironed. And I can't. Put some glue in there before I do it. I have to go this way because I don't want. Because I don't think ahead of time. You know, I just get these brainstorms and then I just like, okay, I'm going to do that. But I might not ever do it again. So, okay, so now we've got this to lay on this, which has got the fusible behind it. Right? Oh, did I not go? Oh, darn. wished I had gone a little shorter now. That would be too short. All right, I'm just going to leave it like this. As long as these here are matched and these two here are matched, you know, reasonably matched. As I was going to sew around this edge, so if I do that, and I sew around this inside, then it's going to come in a little bit on this side. So I don't know. Maybe maybe I won't sew it. Let's see. No, I'm going to have to, because otherwise it won't stay. I mean, I wouldn't trust it. It would stay, but okay. Yeah, this is going to have to be sewed down. Just checking to see if the glue would hold it down, because that is fabric glue, and I've used that many times, and it's held up. If I could just get it out of the bottle. I guess you could use fabric tack. I just don't like fabric tack because I'm so afraid I'll get it on the fabric and I can't get it off. Get it off the paper. I think you can rub it till it comes off. I should have put parchment paper so I don't get it on my iron. It's just got it. I won't work until I take this apart. Yeah, I found a little thing I had in one of my drawers, and it's got like I don't know what it was designed for. I know what it's designed for, to pull out the you know, when you get a, what do you call it in your sweater, a snag, it pulls it out. I thought I had a napkin. And it snags the threads, and you can move them back out, you know, or back in, I mean. And I thought it might work for bottles like this, because it's got that serrated, but I don't know if it'll fit. I'm sorry, guys. I could have put it on pause. See, it's like there's a knot, or like a dried piece. Okay, there, it's flowing better now. Wasn't all that perfect over here, was I? If I do it again, I'll know better. But I'll probably forget before I do it again. Don't do journals like this much anymore. This is more of a one signature type journal. And it seems like I've always been doing more than one. Okay, that's gonna be it. Okay. I mean, I still might sew it just because I like the look of it, the sewing, but it won't matter if I don't catch this part. That's what I'm thinking. And I might just do a real tiny, just a line down the edge here. Okay, I'm gonna get this to still see that part where it didn't lay down all the way. This makes it nice and firm. You know, you've got a nice pliable but firm cover. I think there's a string in there. I remember seeing a string, but I didn't get it pulled out. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off because I'll end up burning myself. So, let's see. How long did that take? 31 minutes? You're kidding. Oh, I'm sorry. So, I want to put... I want to put some of this that I have, this lace, and it's got anchors on it, and it's all, you know, aged. It's probably an old piece of lace. So I thought that would be cute on the edge. Let's see. I guess the anchors would go like so, right? So I'm going to sew that up. The edges, and then these will get glued down after I figure out what I'm going to do with the rest. But I need to add the brown colors in there that are in the journal. And I'm thinking about doing this on fabric, like one of the little images. Like this one here is, I could do this whole image on fabric and put him on the cover. I mean, I could put him on paper too, but it's almost too big. So I may have to downsize it. Yeah, I think that would be cute if I print that on fabric. So, all right, well, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn off this, oh, and I did some blue pages. With food coloring, it came out so pretty. What I do is I use the coffee or the tea dye, and then I add the color to the tea dye. So when I spritz it on here, it's kind of changes the color. Because this was just regular blue, but it changed it to an aqua, turquoisey color. Yep, and that's because of the coffee that's in it too. If I did it on just plain, you know, without it, it would be much more blue. I thought I had one. That one has got coffee on it too. So anyway, all right, I'll let you guys go. See, here's the napkin. I was thinking maybe I could use that because it's kind of pretty. So I'll be back and I'll do some more on this journal in this same video, but I have about 30 minutes. I could come back and work on it. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just going to do a quick little session on this journal that I'm making. I want to do the front cover, and I showed you how I ironed all this on. Then I didn't like exactly the way I did it this time, where it didn't go right off to, you know, close enough to the edge that it just didn't look right. Next time I do it though, because I think I will do that this way again, definitely, instead of trying to sew around the edges and then worry about all your fabrics fraying. There's not going to be any fraying on this one. I don't have to worry about that. So I had some crinkled seam binding, and I just laid it down and I just stitched over it. And I think maybe I need to get some glue in there or do another stitch. And you know, I wasn't really sure about that glue, if it would hold it, so I have to use something heavier. Anyway, so then I printed out one of the digitals, and this one had 2 bears on it. You know, it was a side-by-side, and I just cropped it all down so that I just got this little image here. And then I printed it on my printer onto muslin or calico, depending on where you live, and it's coffee dyed. So in order to do this, it's very simple. I should have brought, all you need to do is buy sticky label sheets full size. So Avery or any one of those, they have them. They have stickers, you know, a label, and it's a white label, and then you can print on it if you wanted to. But what I do is I pull that label backing off, I stick my fabric on it, cut around it perfectly, and then I just run it through my printer like any piece of paper. Now, some printers won't handle that, but mine, you know, I've had almost every printer I've ever had would handle it. However, like this last, I did this one earlier, and my printer, the fabric got a little bunched or something, because you want your fabric to be really laying down flat, and it picked up some black ink off of the rollers or something. So I couldn't really use it, but I'll keep it. I don't know, maybe I could put some decoration over it. So I went ahead and did it again. And then I sewed around, I put some batting back here, and I had paper behind that for a stabilizer when I was sewing. And so yeah, just a piece of quilting bat behind that, and then I just sewed around there. Now, my machine isn't set up right now for, did I sew? No, I gotta cut that out. For free motion quilting, so I had to just do straight stitching. All these scissors, you know, they work great on paper, but they were pretty good on fabric. Anyway, so I really couldn't go around all this bear, and so I decided that I was going to do a little bit more hand stitching. So let me, I'm going to pull out a color here that I've got some blues in this bag. You can see that one is kind of like a light blue, but that would be kind of cute to embellish the stars. And of course, if you don't slow stitch, you know, you don't have to do this. It's just would be up to you. The navy blue might look good. I've got this, I don't know if that's purple or blue. Sometimes I have a hard time from it, you know, sometimes it looks like lavender. And that one I'm pretty sure is blue. I do like that blue. Okay, so let's see. That's 8. I think this is 12. All right, I'm just gonna use that 12 weight little project bag. Okay, so I thought I would just stitch a little bit, if you guys don't mind, and then I have to stitch it before I can lay it down. That's why. So I have this cork, and it's from, what's that? Contact paper. Yeah, it's Contact brand, and I think I got it at Lowe's or Home Depot. And I used it a lot when I was making things for my shop. I would put it underneath things. But I thought that might look cute as a background. I just think it looks, okay, what I do, oh, there it is. The other thing I need to do too is I'm going to rip this down, and I hope that it's not going to be too far off, because I kind of want some raggedy edges. Okay. I don't want it all the way up to the sewing because I want to make sure that batting that's behind it is not showing. And that's probably going to show there because it didn't rip as good as I wanted. Oh well. Yeah. You won't know until you try. It's just that, you know, if it doesn't work, you have to start all over again. But I don't mind, really, because I like to try things and hope for the best. And then I'll try to make it work. So right here, the batting is showing, and it went all the way to the edge. So what I'll do is maybe I'll do some stitching around the edge of this. I could put, actually that would be kind of cute. Let's see. I'm not going to do all of this on camera. My little pin cushion with my needles. This should be for my slow stitching, huh? I haven't even planned on what to do yet for my next slow stitch. Okay. And this part I hate doing is the first stitch on this. I'm going to start at the bottom. As I really wanted to have that fringe. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going just to start right here, and I'm not going to whip it over the edge because I want it there, but I also want to make sure, oh, this batting is not, this needle is no good. Search for a new one. Some needles that you buy, like, don't buy anything, what it's called, Yarnology or something that is from Hobby Lobby. Their needles are really poorly made, and you might get one needle out of the whole pack. So get yourself decent needles. I did buy some at Walmart. They're called they're under the name Hobby Craft, I think. And they were like $1. And they're not too bad. I mean, for $1, they would be great, like if you're doing a class or something. For me, if I was doing a class, then I could give everybody a needle. But then again, you don't want them to have to deal with incorrect needles and things, because then the hobby is not any fun. If you have to struggle to sew something, you're not going to want to do it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around this like that. And I wasn't planning on doing that much, but then that way this is not showing so much. And then I'm going to do the darker blue around the collar. And then maybe I'll use this inside the boat or the stars or whatever. Now I have a slow stitch project for this evening. I wished of all times that this wouldn't have gone all the way to the edge. It'll stop because it can't go anymore once you sew around it. Okay, so if I put this here like so, it wants to really curl, but it's got contact paper on the back, and I think it'll stick. So I think that will look cool. And then I'm going to put, oh, almost dropped my laptop on the floor. I'm going to put some of this sailor lace. I'm sure that this is a fairly old lace because they don't make anything like this anymore. And someone gave it to me. My friend Jan gave me a whole bunch of it. Look at that. And I'm like, it's so adorable, but what am I going to use that for? But I'm going to put it on the bottom of this, I think. And I might add it to the side of pages. Because, you know, this is for a little boy, so you don't want it too lacy, but I don't think that looks too lacy. So, I guess that's all I can do right now for the cover. Get all my stuff there. I've got all of my pages sorted. So, like this one here, let's just do one. Let's see what, whoops. So I decided, so why is that an issue? Okay, so I decided to put all these on the right side of the book like this because it's easier to write, especially if you're right-handed. I hope that, you know, the mom is right-handed. And then over here, we'll put pockets, or we'll put places for her to put pictures of, like, when the baby was 1 month old. So right now, I'm just going to glue this onto here. And they're not all going to be the same. They'll be whatever I can fit in. And I usually kind of do it. I already inked these. And see, like, I don't like this part hanging out. Oh, and I'm going to put his name on here, too. I'm going to put a label across the top with his name, something like that. It'll be so darn cute. Can't wait. Okay, so let me glue this page on. Just so you can see. And where's my glue stick? I think I'm out of glue because it's falling apart. I think this is a great way. Now, if you want, if anybody wants the, well, I really can't do a digital on these. I don't know how I would do that. You know, for the lettering, I did it on my Word program, my Microsoft. And I've made about 3 of these journals now. So I just download it and print it again. And these are also printed on a different file. So they're, I don't want 3 months old. What am I doing at 3 months here? So all I need to do is put the wrong one. Okay. And I'm putting these on first, and then I'm going to decorate around it. So let's just do this like that, and then I'll put something like in there. Okay, so let me get my, let's see if I have any ephemera that I can use. Grandma bought some stickers, so that could be, both of these, the mom and the dad are both in the Navy. They're stationed in San Diego right now. I don't know if I want to use those. They look so old, like manly. I don't know. Let me see. I've got this little fish. He's adorable. See, that's darn cute. Okay. I don't know that I have a lot of little pieces, but a lot of times I'll cut out, you know, I'll cut out around this and use that as my little ephemera piece. I've got tags. I didn't put this in the book, in my regular book. I like that fish. I like that fish, or I think I might cut these cards. Is there anything else? I think these were done when these designs were done when Janie B was new to making digitals. I'm not sure, but so there's not a lot of choices. Like most of her digitals have a lot more designs to pick from. I actually only have 30 minutes because the first part of this video I did yesterday, and I used up 30 minutes of the time, and my leg is acting up right now. I keep telling you guys about it, and I hate it because I'm done being this way. I was saying in another video that my granddaughter's graduating from high school in California, Southern California, so I'm going there for her graduation. I think it's June. I'm leaving on June 4th, I think. And if this leg business doesn't go away, I don't know how I'm going to sit on an airplane or even sit at her graduation if I have to sit in the bleachers. That's going to be tough. That's all I got to say. I mean, I'll get through it, but it's kind of hard to look happy, you know, when you're not feeling very good. Okay, so I think that's a cute little guy to put up there. I could, I don't really want to put him, you know, for some reason I feel like I made that lettering smaller, and I might have downloaded the wrong file. Well, there's plenty of room for the date, so it doesn't matter. I was just going to put a little something behind it. Sticking out. And then on these, you know, I could put little buttons, that kind of thing. So I think I'll just put that to hold the cheesecloth. And then I'll get this. I don't want to cover up the 1 month thing. You know what I need is I need some paper buttons to make like little buttons or something to use on this. I'm just checking to see kind of what I might have here. Kind of just like that plain. Let me see. My punchy tool. I wonder if I could make 2 buttons. I mean 2 holes side by side. That would work. Okay. Get my thread here, or my needle. Where'd you go, button? Oh. Seriously, what did I do with it? What happened? into it. I knocked it off on the floor. Okay, I'll do another button. This would have been cute. I could punch that blue out. Let me get my little punch. I think this is the tiny one. So there's a reason for me to lose it. To put a couple of these together, little circles, and you can make, you know, pretend buttons, because you don't want them to look, you don't want them too thick like real buttons. Although I don't care. I put them on there if I want them on there. Okay, so let me get a little piece of thread. And now I probably lost my, oh no, there it is. I was watching a video earlier at lunchtime, and this girl, she was so sweet, so cute. But she kept losing her words, and I just felt for her because, I mean, she's young too, but I know what it's like to not be able to say what you want. I wonder, should I just go like this one time? I could go 2 times maybe, and I think I'll just tie a little knot in the back and glue it down. One knot is plenty, I'm sure. Okay. One of these days I'm going to make some out of that. I bought clay, and to make buttons, I just have to get it out and make myself do it, you know? Yeah, that's cute. So there's our first little page. And that's going to go right here. So that's what's going to be done through the rest of the journal. And then after I get all those pages set up, then I'll go back and put pockets where I think pockets need to go. You know, I made that one little picture frame thing with the card like this. And so they could, I was thinking they could just, if I put this on as a tag kind of thing, they could just slip a card in there with a photograph, let's say. You know, most people have them all on their phone, but hopefully she'll print out or get some. But yeah, so if you could just tuck something in there with the picture, rather than actually having the perfect size picture to fit in this. But I think that is so darn cute. So, that's, I guess, it for right now. And I will show you when I finish stitching all that and glue it onto the front of the book. And then we'll see how big it's going to be. I can't really tell. What did I do with the book cover? Oh. Yeah, I've got all these paper clips in there because I need to keep all the numbers and stuff in the right place. Months. But I think it's going to be really cute. I think I like it. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have. Oh, there it is. There's the button. A wonderful rest of your day or evening, whatever it is. Okay. Thank you. Bye.